It was a legendary escape from a place that was supposed to be inescapable. 55 years ago this month, three men pulled off the impossible, breaking out of Alcatraz.
Only on 5 tonight, Betty U takes us to some rare locations on the rock to show us how they get.
See, I don't know who's taking forward if we're going to go around. So I want a better picture. Oh my God.
Out.
There's something about this old prison that brings nearly 4,000 visitors by the boatload to this island on any given day. Alcatraz was a federal penitentiary for nearly 3 decades. In that time, there were 36 escape attempts. 23 were caught, 6 were shot and killed, and 2 drowned. But 3 men, brothers John and Clarence Anglin and Frank Morris, have never been found.
They crawled out of their cells up on the roof and escaped into the San Francisco Bay, and that you got to give it to them. They broke the system.
For 55 years, that legendary escape is still one of the greatest mysteries in American history.
Welcome to Alcatraz.
The allure partly fueled by popular shows and Hollywood, including the movie Escape from Alcatraz, starring Clint Eastwood.
And what they did is
I got an inside look at the infamous cells, normally off limits to the public, where the trio of bank robbers began their months-long plot. I'm standing in John Anglin's jail cell. It is 5 by 9 in the size of a standard pool table. If you take a look behind me, that's the air vent that he widened to escape through.
they literally drill small holes around the existing vent and then push that concrete in.
This photo shows the kind of meticulous work they did around the vent with the drill. On the night of June 11th, they were ready to go. After squeezing through this cement wall, they climbed up a network of pipes and plumbing before they made it here to the roof. X marks the spot. This was the actual portal to freedom for those 3 escapees. After they knocked off the air vent, they ended up here on the roof of the cell house and ran straight to freedom.
Once they were on the ground, they went underneath the water tower and scrambled down to the smokestack at the north end, inflated their raft, and paddled away, never to be seen again.
The inmates used 50 raincoats to make that raft. In a secret workshop they set up on top of their cells. Paddle-like pieces of wood and one of the life vests washed up near Angel Island. What was left behind in their cells? Dummy heads made of plaster, paper mache, paint, and real human hair to fool the guards.
Very sophisticated. With all the moving parts, they did a lot of work. They read Popular Mechanics magazine. They had access to stuff from the library.
This is the cover of that 1960 Popular Mechanics issue, found in one of the cells, featuring a how-to on raft making techniques. Supervisory Deputy U.S. Marshal Michael Dyke has been working this case for the last 14 years. He still gets 1 or 2 leads a month. Most turn into dead ends.
There's theories about if they left at a certain time, the tides would have been in their favor and they could have made it ashore. There's theories that they were in South America. My general sense of it, there's a more likelihood that they didn't make it. The Federal Bureau of Prisons say that they drowned once they got off of Alcatraz and their bodies were swept out to the Pacific Ocean. End of story.
If the men are alive today, Frank Morris would be 90 years old. John and Clarence Anglin, 86 and 87. Using age progression technology, the FBI released these images of what they might look like.
I believe they made it to shore. No one knows, they might be in Brazil. I doubt that.
William Baker was 23 when he did time on Alcatraz. He knew Frank Morris.
He was a very quiet guy, very patient guy. He was a guy that could actually do things, mechanically.
The men's ingenuity was as great as their desperation to escape from Alcatraz, now one of America's most popular tourist attractions. In San Francisco, Betty Yu, KPIX 5.